Moving on, up next, we have our another power-packed keynote speech by Mr. Sadeq Abdulrasool. He is the Chief Digital Officer at homies.me. Sadeq's keynote is themed as the economical value of hybrid cloud in SMEs environment, a case study. Fantastic topic, dear Sadeq, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, dear Bridget, for this warm introduction. Good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ikhwani, akhawati, asatidha al-kiram min Sultanat Iman al-Shaqiqa. As'ad Allah ayyamkum bikulli khair. First of all, I would like to thank you all for being here today with us for this small presentation. And humble one, the economical value of hybrid cloud and the SMEs environment. First of all, I wanted to start this speech with having a case study, or the entire presentation is in fact a case study about what we have done. Homies basically it's an e-commerce platform, and this presentation is not an advertising for Homies, since right now we are operating only here in Bahrain. However, but just to highlight a real application and a practice for what does hybrid cloud and the considerations of hybrid security will goes. We are more of a marketplace that we are working with vendors and sellers, which allows them and enable them to go online and sell their products and goods. However, if we will take under the scope the problems and the challenges of today, the vendors and sellers, just in general as a retailers, because any kind of solutions or offering that you will think of today, it shall be against a problem. We have seen that most of those vendors, they are having a high overhead when it comes for the cost. The cost of the rental, the cost of the utilities, the cost of the bills, the cost of the insurance, the cost of employees, and so they are having quite high overhead. In return, they are having recently a poor sales. And when I do say recently, not only during the, as Dr. Haytham said, not only during the COVID era times, but even before. It has been stated by many different researchers that the past 5 years, retailers are getting challenges because many branches, many brands, against a very high overhead. So perhaps as a volume, the sales haven't gone down, but as an expectations, it's not growing up. Especially that many of the portions is going extracted or distributed among different brands, as well as it's going online. The third point is there is a big challenges and problems nowadays in the management and leadership style. If you are managing a small shop within an avenue or a souk or bazaar and so, it's unlike when you're handling a franchise within a shopping mall and so. So this specific issue, it is started to become a bigger issue over the time, because even the franchise, when you go for the franchise from United States or United Kingdom, we are bringing to your country, the level of their expectations is becoming quite difficult to manage it locally. Keep in your mind also the economic factors, such as the inflation, such as the natural disasters and everything else that's happening and hitting for the economy, as well as the frauds possible and easier with offline shops. The solution is quite simple. Go online, open for yourself a website or launch an application. It's quite simple. What are the challenges? The challenges, if I will state them in very small points, I'll start with the multi-channel buying experience. Nowadays, as the consumers, whether they are within the MENA region or abroad, they are having a different and variety of different experiences, omni-channel experiences for how they will be able to conduct their business and transactions. So which specific style or experience does fit for your business much? This is something that you need to do a proper research. All the users, all the consumers, as well, let's state that all the stakeholders, they are expecting seamless, high quality, worldwide class experience. Everybody right now, the moment that they are imagining their solution, they are expecting that I will have a mobile application that looks very nice, operative, something like an Amazon. When it comes for the reality and you are practicing this business, you will find it's not an easy to come up with a website or application. Sorry. Okay, so everybody does have high expectations, business owner or even users. One more, a big challenge, which is becoming a little bit more thick when it comes for our ears, which is the silo infrastructure. It's not just a website. It is not just a database. It is a full ecosystem of how does things implemented, which is becoming very, very complex for people which they are not tech savvy. If me right now, I have been into this business for the last 15, 20 years, and you are telling me right now website application, I don't understand when you are talking about databases, infrastructure, AWS, and so I'm not into that business. So what was the solution? Basically, we have introduced Homies as a service, which is between two brackets, it's a platform as a solution or platform as a service. We have enabled all the sellers and retailers to have what we call the full-fledged extensional seamless experience for their e-stores. And the thing is, we understand that the majority of the retailers and the sellers, they do have a physical servers. They do have a physical systems. What we have done is to merge and to have the ontological existence to run their systems, offline systems towards the cloud. As just a simple demonstration for how we have practiced successfully, alhamdulillah, here in Bahrain about this concept is like that. Okay, this is a simplified version of what we have done. We do have the cloud application layer. We do have the cloud software environment. We do have the cloud software infrastructure, which has more than 10 different units, resources, storage, logic, computational resources, etc., and communication as well. And there is something which is regarding the computers and servers. Homies has taken a place among 3 different layers. We have been providing users or our customers from vendors and business owners the software infrastructure in the first place, as they are not coming from this expertise. They are not aware about what to do, what not to do online. That's number 1. Number 2, we have focused on preparing and having a fresh software environment hosted on AWS. This is where Homies has taken the place. Okay, yes, talking about cloud or hybrid cloud nowadays is not just going online. No, but hybrid cloud is the mixture, is the combination of how you will be able to lift or leverage your local and physical warehouses, storage, and systems to take it for online and having this connection. As an economical value, how does this work and what is it for the vendors? This is a very simple answers, which is everybody in this business, they will ask for. First of all, we have minimized the total cost of the ownership. Right now, you don't need to hire 1 or 2 people for the infrastructure. You don't need to go for a company and get in charge $5,000+ for the sake of implementation. You don't need to have the expertise of e-commerce to run such a business. We will do all of that for you. The second point, as an additional value that we have provided and delivered for our users, which is the unified integration between us and them. Through our system right now, we are integrating with all kinds of POS systems, which I will demonstrate shortly right now. We have integrated with them for the sake of they will be able seamlessly to access their information. They will be able also to create, read, update, and delete, as well as synchronize the data between our system and their POS systems, whether they are having POS systems, and recently we are even integrating with Access and Excel sheets. At the end of the day, there, as commercial vendors or sellers, they need to focus on the clients. They need to focus on the sales rather than focus on the technological part. What we have done is summarized in the following. I am very proud to share that with you. Perhaps many of the companies, they might feel that this is something confidential or not. For us, we believe sharing is caring. And I believe by even that seeing similar practices in the future for such concept, it will also help us to lift up whatever we are doing. Homies has introduced an intermediate layer, which is right now, to be honest, it's hosted on the Amazon Web Services. It has many different services. Right now we are having RDS, VPC, EC2, S3, Pockets, etc. All many kinds of the services that we are needing. Plus, we are adding by the time additional services to help us to manage our ecosystem properly. On the other hand, we are having a nodes. Each node is represented by the POS systems, whether it was the POS system that was itself in the shop itself or the system we just call POS systems. And each POS system is connected with multiple vendors, electronics vendors, different category vendors, fashion vendors, food and grocery vendors, etc. By doing that, we have been enabled more than 350 vendors and sellers here right now in Bahrain to go online very seamlessly with minimal investment. Alhamdulillah, right now, for more than 3 years, right now, we are having a great success. In fact, we are even right now rolling outside Bahrain towards the GCC countries. This, in summary, helped us right now to focus on our part as an e-commerce players. We have focused on the hypercloud concept, how it can be implemented properly, and we have let our partners to focus on their businesses as a retailers and commercial wise. Talking about such a concept, hybrid cloud and cybersecurity, it has been always a trend. It has been always a challenge. It's not an easy to implement. It's not an easy to consider whether shall I go fully online, fully cloud, or shall I keep it servers with me. I have seen many of the market and industry leaders, they are still preferring to manage their servers in-house, not to go online. It is all about what do you need. It's all about how you are practicing this. I hope that was an enlightening session for all of you. I do appreciate if you have any questions right now. Apart from that, I was very thankful for this session and hopefully that we can meet across in the future. Back to you, dear Bridget.
Thank you, Sadeq, for the presentation. Your case study indeed will be very beneficial for our participants who have joined us from Oman as well as from GCC. And once again, thank you very much and see you at the panel.